All right, former Free State Agriculture Head of Department Peter Tabete has returned to the witness seat at the state capture inquiry. His testimony was postponed last month to give him time to find new lawyers. Now he's providing more evidence about the controversial Estina Dairy Farm project, and ENCA's Michael Apple joins us now to give us the latest on what had occurred there. Now, Michael, thank you for joining us. Tabete now believes the Estina project had potentially, or rather had the potential to be one of the greatest project. Why is that, and what stopped it?
Well, this isn't the first time we've heard this assertion, and it's something that I've also heard from some of the intended beneficiaries of this project, so the people that were completely left out of it in the end. But they also said that there was nothing wrong with the idea behind this project. In fact, it was a fantastic idea to get the local community involved in this dairy farm. It was going to be a job creator. It was going to provide sustainable livelihoods to a lot of people in quite an impoverished community in the Eastern Free State. And I think the same question was posed to Peter Tabete. And this is where a strange assertion comes from. He says that the Guptas landing a private jet at the Waterkloof Air Force Base and all the media attention around the family led to the media casting their eyes upon other areas in the country where the Guptas may have been involved, and that's when the Mail and Guardian back in 2013 found this project in this little sleepy town of Vrede. And when too many questions started being asked, that's when National Treasury instituted an investigation. And he says the media is to blame for the collapse of this project because there were just too many investigations. They were never able to get it off the ground.
Now, Michael, why was it necessary for Tabete to fly ahead around the world to find a partner for this project?
So just a bit of background. Peter Tabete says that they met with local dairy giants, Dairy Bell, Nestle, to try and convince them to be a part of this dairy project in Vrede or somewhere in the Free State. And they say, he says there was no interest from local partners. So he says they decide to fly off to India after doing some desktop research on some of the biggest dairy producers in the world. He finds Paras in India. An interesting fact is that more than half of its dairy operations comes from buffalo milk, not dairy cattle like we have in South Africa, like was ultimately the plan here. But he says that it was necessary to go to India because it was a business model that resonated with what they wanted to do in Vrede, and it was the private sector who should shoulder some blame for not coming to the party as the private sector in this initiative with government, and therefore it was necessary for the Free State Department of Agriculture to fly to India. At least that's his version. He continues his testimony tomorrow when evidence leaders hope to wrap up.
And we'll get that update from you and the latest tomorrow then. Thank you so much. ENCA's Michael Apple joining us from the state